Welcome to the Worst Sports Channel on YouTube, Hawk Garbage Sports with me, Coach Ryan D. We talked about it last video. Habs end up winning this. Habs are in full control of the series at this point, and this is purposeful. In game one of this series, we talked in our after game report that Montreal was going to go back to the tape and adjust their system accordingly to find holes in the Knights. They did that. That's why they're up 3-2. We talked about it in game two when Montreal surprised Knights and Knights fans with their win, that it will now be up to Vegas to go adjust to the Montreal change. Vegas didn't do it. Yes, they have squeaked out a win since then in overtime, but Vegas has made zero adjustments to the Montreal Canadiens system. And the Montreal Canadiens system, we have talked about it. It is purposeful and it is beautiful. And it will frankly only work for Montreal. I'll get into it in a minute as to why. But this system is so unconventional when it comes to hockey in 2021 and when it comes to coaching schools of thought in 2021. It can't really hold, can it? Well, it can, and it did. And it's for one reason: Carey freaking Price. Carey Price changes it and allows this system to work, but the rest of the Canadiens, trust me, they are beating the Knights. The Knights aren't losing to the Canadiens due to heart or will or anything like that. The Canadiens are beating the Knights because of their dedication in their 20 players to the system and Price. This is a full team unit, and this is just, it's excellent by Montreal at this point. Stick with us till the end of the video. I'm going to show you all the clips from last night's game. I'm going to break down exactly why Montreal is being successful and why it is so hard for teams to adjust to this. There's an adjustment to be made, but I don't think Peter Deboer can do it. I don't think so. I think Peter Deboer's magic bullet was to change out a goalie. So let's roll the intro and then we'll talk goalies.
Here's Lemieux, the center penalty coming up.
Peter Deboer's only adjustment he has made this entire series was to put in Robin Lehner. So his master plan was to go ahead and take his number one franchise goaltender who's got him to the dance and is a Vezina nominee and sit him for Robin Lehner, who's a good goalie in his own right. Robin Lehner's a starter on any other team. This is just a weird situation. Mess with Fleury's mojo and his headspace. He only let in 2 goals. It was one mistake. Big deal. You cannot sewer your starting goalie for something like that, but he does, and he ends up squeaking out a win. But his Knights don't score enough goals. They end up winning in overtime. The Knights offense is not scoring to the level they need to score at. So let's go ahead through the clips and find out why. And then let's talk about this Montreal stretch pass offense. It is so unconventional in 2020, but it is so beautiful to watch. And I will explain exactly why it only works for Montreal. Okay, so goal 1, Jesperi Kotkaniemi. We talk about the Montreal Canadiens stretch pass offense. So what you're going to see here is you have a 2-on-5 battle down low, and Montreal is fantastic at this. They outnumber players on the puck. I say it all the time. This game is about outnumbering whether you're on defense or offense. So you have a 5-on-3 battle down low. There's one little Golden Knight hiding over here that ended up blending away from our screen, but all 5 Habs are in a high pressure situation here where they're looking to turn the puck over. As soon as there's even a hint of that puck turning over, Montreal ends up leaving the zone and stretching, and it leads to a goal. Now, why is this so hard to adjust to? Because pragmatic hockey theory tells you this: when you have the puck, you're on offense. Gee, thanks, Ryan. When you don't have the puck, you're on defense if the other team has the puck. Very insightful, Ryan. When the puck is in dispute, meaning it's a 50-50 puck, it's not on anybody's stick, you send pressure. So as soon as you see a player who has control of the puck and you see his back, or he fumbles the puck, or the other team doesn't have the puck and neither do you, pressure, pressure, pressure. Get that loose puck or turn the puck over. That is how you play in the D zone. Montreal, though, breaks this convention. Before they turn the puck over or before they should pressure, as soon as there's even a hint that they could win a battle or turn a puck over or a puck could be loose, their winger is already leaving the zone. And what that does is it stretches the zone. It puts the Vegas defenseman back and creates gap. When you create gap, now you end up playing 4-on-3 in the defensive zone, meaning you have 4 Montreal Canadiens, 3 Vegas Golden Knights. You outnumber them, you usually win that puck. If you don't, and this goes horribly wrong, because you can beat this, this is not the ideal way to play hockey unless you have Carey Price. Carey Price will bail you out. There are a handful of goalies in the NHL that you could play this system with and be successful. He is definitely one of them and the cream of the crop. They've been doing it for 10 years. It's been working. It may get them a Stanley Cup this time. Let's go back to the goals. So here we go. Puck's down here in the corner, and we can already see player went from somewhere here to up here in about half a frame. His feet are up ice. Look where his head is positioned. He's not looking back to support the puck. He's not looking to be an outlet chip. He is just looking to leave the zone. This is like a wide receiver running a post route. You are just running as fast as you can straight up the field to stretch the field. Montreal is stretching the ice. Really cool play, and it leads to a goal. All right, so next frame, that puck makes it up. This isn't the same player. He's gone. He's way up here. Bye-bye. You are now 4-on-4. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 on 4. I know they're sometimes hard to see for the Golden Knights. Puck is here, and now you have a one-on-one situation that is causing a problem for the defenseman in the back, and now you're actually going to end up with a 2-on-1 from this breakaway because this defenseman down here, he's boned, flat-footed. It's over. The stretch offense torches the Knights here. Okay, so a few more frames. Puck is in the middle of moving up. It's right here. You have 1, 2 Knights, and as you can see, I love it. The Habs are already behind him. He's already behind him. You're caught already due to this unreal system. There you go. There's the breakaway. There's the shot. The puck ends up leaking out after the Byron shot here. And now it's just sitting there. And right over here, you got KK coming in. Again, we just talked about it. We put it all the way back in the D zone. Flat-footed. He's caught flat-footed. KK's fast. It looks like they're even, but it's an open net. Fleury's out. Flat-footed D, stretch pass, puck's in the back of the net. Set play, no puck luck here. Nice job, Habs. And this has been happening all series to the Knights. It happened all series to the Jets. It happened all series to the Leafs. There's tape on this. There's ways to defend it. Screw it. Why defend it? Why adjust? Absolutely no creativity from these three coaching staffs. Okay, so now let's talk about how the system can bite you in the back if you actually make some adjustments, which was made on this shift. I think it's just luck at this point that they made an adjustment on this shift, but this is how you beat the Montreal stretch pass offense. Puck is down here. You can see you have 1, 2, 3 Golden Knights down low. And why do you only have 3 and you don't see any defensemen on this screen? Because you have 1, 2 Montreal Canadiens already looking to leave the zone. Gun shy now, are you, Knights defenders? This is a disputed puck, even though there are 2 Montreal Canadiens defenders outnumbering the Vegas Golden Knights here 2-1. The Vegas Golden Knights end up winning this battle, which is great. And then what happens is a player sneaks in and you generate a really great shot because player 1 and 2 have already left the zone. This is how you beat the system. Problem is, you gotta score. And I said it, Carey Price can bail you out when you make mistakes. That's exactly what happened here, and this is why they're going to win the series and are winning it now. So a couple frames later, puck is here. You can see both players are starting to leave the zone. What should be happening by conventional NHL defensive wisdom is you should be looking to come back, get on what we call the defensive side of the puck, which means being between the puck and the goalie. So this player needs to be somewhere in this zone to be in proper D side positioning, but screw it. Why do that? It's been working for you all series. It is a set play. So puck's here now. He is no longer on the defensive side of the puck. Like I said, they've already looked to leave the zone. And now you end up trapping them down low because you turn it over. Puck goes into the slot. We get a great shot. Playoff Price though. And a couple frames later, the shot comes from right in the middle. This is very dangerous. No problem for Price. So you live by the sword, you died by the sword. And on this moment, Montreal did not die by the sword after that play. Price bails him out. Okay, goal number 2 by Eric Staal. The Vegas Golden Knights, terrible D zone on this goal. The Montreal Canadiens beat them 2-on-4 in the Vegas Golden Knights own D zone. When you outnumber a team like this and you're as good as the Knights, you should win this all day. Easy turnover, but it's not. And then even worse, they are 4-on-2 in their own zone and they forget about Eric Staal. We've said it on the channel over and over again. These players know they have been coached professionally for years that the late man is coming in. But why look for him? Nothing bad can happen from this one, right? Wrong. All right, so Nick Suzuki doing Nick Suzuki things, and don't worry, we'll get to him. Puck's down here in the lower left corner. There is 2 Knights defenders here. There is 2 Knights defenders here. When you have a 2-on-1, pressure, 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 turn that puck over. Nope, Suzuki just beats him with skill. So remember, the Knights player was right here, and then he just flies by him. Terrible, terrible D zone. Flies by him and now creates a 1-on-1 down low. So you went from a 4-on-2 to a 2-on-1 to a 1-on-1, and Suzuki is going to look late and find Eric Staal coming through. Your 2 players here, 1, 2 from the Knights, should probably have their head on a swivel and be looking at who's coming behind them, but they don't. They're puck watching. So both Knights players move in and create what is called an overload zone, a small zone on this corner of the ice. You create overload zones in these scenarios when you can take the puck away, but they didn't. So they heavy pressure Suzuki with the puck, leaving all this open ice for Eric Staal to score. And score he does. Amazing goal by Staal. 2-0. Montreal. So you have an offensive zone breakdown by the Knights where the Habs just exploit it with stretch offense. And then when they get into your offensive zone, the Knights have a defensive zone breakdown where Suzuki's skill just outskills two people. You fly by him, you throw out all the rules of good defensive zone hockey if you're the Knights. You pressure when you shouldn't, you fly by when you shouldn't, you don't watch the chest. Literally, you couldn't screw up more in this system of just like, a coach would explode with this. I could spend weeks on just this one literal 3-second clip teaching players what not to do in this zen. So Montreal does it, and Nick Suzuki, what a player. Let's talk about Suzuki for a minute. This trade was good for both teams, Suzuki and Pacioretty. The Vegas Golden Knights could have and should have been winning the Stanley Cup this year. They're not out of it yet. They're not. But when you take Pietrangelo, when you take Pacioretty, Mark Stone, these are guys at the apex of their careers right now. There's a short window to win with guys because they're not going to get any better. It's going to be a slow decline, not fast. They're going to be good for a couple of years here. Don't panic. Your window isn't closing. But Suzuki is going to turn into a bona fide number one NHL center if he isn't already. So the Habs end up winning the cup with Suzuki on goals like this. That's just found money. Gotta love it. Okay, so goal number 3 we know is a power play goal by Cole Caufield. We got Kotkaniemi, we got Caufield. Kids are scoring all day. Suzuki's chipping in with assists. This is unreal that Montreal is getting such a payoff from just such young, talented players. You got 10 years left with these guys, minimum, I believe, unless you trade them or screw it up, Bergevin. These guys are going to be staples in the NHL. Caufield scores on the power play due to a Mark Stone boneheaded play. I don't mean to continue picking on the Knights for being boneheads here, but they are. He turns the puck over at his own blue line, shorthanded. Who does that? Seriously, that is just, again, hockey 101. You don't turn the puck over at the blue line. You're short, dump it in. Simple plays, but they're getting cute. They're getting panicked because Montreal is beating them at this point, and Caufield ends up taking advantage on a stretch pass. Breakaways, Habs. Gotta love that sarcasm coming here from Coach Ryan D. And frankly, there's nothing more to say. The Habs just kicked your butt in this game. Okay, so here's that blue line turnover. Mark Stone needs to just be chipping this puck in the zone. You're short. He knows better. He's one of the best in the league. Puck is right here. He chips it through the legs. Absolutely atrocious turnover. We know what happens. Suzuki on a breakaway. Why take a shot when you can pass to Cole Caufield so he can go ahead and score? I love this. Like, I get so fired up by watching beautiful hockey, and that is what this play is. So there you go. Puck gets chipped up the ice due to the turnover from Montreal. Nick Suzuki is gone because, well, of course he is. Why wouldn't he be? It's like a friggin' horror movie. They're always behind you. And then as he comes in a few frames later and looks to pass to Caufield, what's Mark Stone doing? Nothing. Great back pressure. Lift the stick in the slot, why don't you? This is just not fundamental hockey. I mean, seriously, this is a veteran of 28 years old who is big, tough, strong, and fast, who absolutely knows you should be tying up sticks at this point. Doesn't do it. Caufield gets his stick on the puck, and we know he's a sniper. Goal number 3. And if you're wondering why I'm being so hard on the Knights for this, it's because I have spent a lifetime, literally 10 plus years, doing nothing but film breakdown study and coaching, talking to players about these fundamentals from the age of 12 onwards to 18 years old on their path to the NHL. First round draft picks, second round draft picks, WHL picks, they're all there. NCAA scholarships, anything you can shake a stick at, been there, done it, seen it. From the most elite to the grindiest of grinders. And these are fundamental hockey things that we break down with players at young ages. They should know how to do it at a pro level. So, no excuse. Okay, so here's another example of it. No goal on it, but let's take a look at this cluster right here. We don't swear much on this channel, so we'll just say cluster. You have 4 Knights. 4. Sticks are in lanes, great body position against uno. For those speaking French. 1 Montreal Canadien. You need to turn this puck over, period. You have a one-on-one battle here. Excellent. This should be the Knights puck all day. It's not. Habs torch them, end up moving it across the ice for a shot. There you go. A couple frames later, Habs player skates down, throws it over, and look, Nicholas Waugh has lost the battle to Joel Armia, and now he has perfect position to get a shot. Thank goodness Fleury bailed you out of this one. Jeez Louise, like full A+ in marks to the Habs, F- to the Knights. All right, so the stretch pass doesn't always work out. Here's a second example. We've already shown one of the stretch pass not working out and Carey Price being Carey Price. The confidence you have to do this play because of Price is unbelievable. And the Knights had the opportunity to win this game. They have the opportunity to win this series because you should be able to score on situations like this. Puck is down here. You have a 2-on-1 battle. The Knights are going to end up turning it over up in the top of the zone, and they're going to have literally no Montreal defenders back here to stop them, except Carey Price, the most important one. Okay, so take a look here. You have 1, 2 Montreal players, 3 he's already left the zone, 4 and 5. They're probably gone out there somewhere as well, stretching the ice, looking for breakaways. Puck's right here. You're going to end up seeing the Knights turn it over. Odd numbers. Price does his thing. No goal. Hey, look at this. A guy standing with no defenders. But Carey Price. And he can't score. Okay, so it's not all good in Habs land. The faceoff still manages to be problem for the wingers, not the centermen on Montreal. And this is a coach's center. I get Ducharme's out, but Ducharme was getting torched by this before he ended out with COVID-19. No adjustment from Burrows and co. I don't know why they're lining up this way. I'm not saying this is going to cost them a cup, but it's a definite hole in the Montreal defensive system. They have been scored on way too many times from set plays off the faceoff. Yes, set plays are coached and hammered because they work from time to time. They shouldn't work this often. Let's break down where, frankly, the wingers are actually screwing this up. Okay, young Padawans, let's talk face-offs. Puck is right here. It has been won clean by Vegas. This happens. You cannot win every draw. You have a good tie-up going on over here. This looks like a good tie-up. If you think so, you'd be incorrect. Alex Tuch should absolutely not be tied up with a Montreal winger. Winger, defenseman, defenseman. Very good setup. Nothing wrong with this in the least. Now, Shea Weber, the defenseman, needs to be in. Let's go ahead and draw it here. You should have your defender here, Shea Weber, winger. Why? Because Weber needs to be engaging with the Knights. Winger 1 needs to get out here to block a shot. Winger 2 needs to get up here to his defensive player to block a shot. This defensive player needs to retreat into the middle for tie-ups as well as to up here to seal the boards. That's it. But because you end up with this winger battle here, you have Shea Weber as useful as a post turtle right now. If you don't know what a post turtle is, look it up. He is as useless as a post turtle right now because there's nothing for him to do, and that shot comes in and scores. You can correct this so easily. They just refuse to. And again, I'm not saying this is going to cost him a Stanley Cup. It may not. The Boston Bruins won a Stanley Cup with pretty much the worst power play we've ever seen. And we talk about here that, well, you need power plays to win Stanley Cups, but rules are meant to be broken. And the Habs have broken all the rules this playoff series. I love it. They have flipped the NHL upside down. It's purposeful. It's magical. I'm in. I'm having fun. I can't believe that. I'm a Jets fan. I'm not a Habs fan, but I really like good hockey. And this is really good hockey. Okay, so we know what happens in the end here. It's a 4-1 Montreal game. I'm going to say it now. I think Montreal's got the series. I'm fine wearing egg on my face if the Knights come back from this one, but I have just not seen any adjustment from the Golden Knights at this point. I have seen consistent adjustment from the Habs at this point. This is why I walk you through all the clips, not just to be a talking head, but to put a little bit of substance behind what we're saying. So maybe I have convinced you at this point that the Montreal Canadiens are no accident in this series, that they are purposely changing the way the NHL functions and the way systems work because they are using exactly the strength that their team has, which is goaltending and team play, to beat teams that are technically on paper better than they are. Habs fans, you may not like to hear that, but if you go player for player, I'm probably taking the Knights. However, when players play systematically as well as the Montreal Canadiens have done, you can't beat them. Hockey is the ultimate team game. You need to play as a unit and play to your strengths in order to win. Habs are doing it. They're showing us exactly how to do it, and the kids are on fire. I love it. Let's go ahead and check out Game 6 together. Go Habs, go Knights, go hockey, go Try and D.